I have been living in Russia for over 5.5 years, and during this time, I've only managed to visit my parents in the US 3 times. It's my desire to study the culture of the country I moved to, and work commitments also keep me within the borders of the Russian Federation. Still, I wanted my parents to experience Russian culture, so I started sending them products I considered significant to Russia. Over time, a list of requested items formed, and I'll write about these delicacies in this article. Every summer for the past 3 years, I've packed a box that always includes fresh Russian honey. Once I wanted to surprise my mom with Russian honey and was curious about the differences. The honey from Russia turned out much tastier than what my parents bought in the US. Perhaps it's because I buy mine directly from a Russian apiary, which I'll cover in a future article. In America, store-bought sweetness dominates, so the texture and flavor of Russian honey surprised my relatives. I remember one time when my mom called with great enthusiasm, "You won't believe it, honey tastes more like sugar now." I read online that this is a sign of quality. I'll only wait for Russian honey from now on, so next time send more. Another surprising item on the list is chocolate. Although you can find Russian chocolate in American grocery stores almost anywhere, the selection is much smaller. Plus, not every brand is easily available in the US. For instance, my mom's favorite chocolates, Russia Generous Heart and Korkunov, are hard to find. That's why I always send a generous amount. The main difference is the taste. My parents say Russian chocolate has a creamy flavor, whereas American brands taste oily and powdery by comparison. I send both milk and dark chocolate, and they're delicious. A somewhat odd entry is dried fruits. Currently, there's a craze for dried fruits among Americans, with health-conscious people calling them superfood. Despite this, the product remains highly beneficial for digestion. Initially, I sent dried fruits to the US because I couldn't think of anything original, and coincidentally, I had access to Fresh Harvest. My parents said they couldn't eat them, but later I learned Russians don't consume dried fruits raw, they make compote. Once I shared the recipe, they liked it. However, American dried fruits didn't quite suit the Russian-style drink, so now I always include dried fruits from Russia in my packages. Of course, there are many more products, but so far I haven't packed another shipment. In the future, I'll expand this list further and share photos of the goodies I send. Stay tuned!